What's up, guys? My cat and I are back with another review. We're going to do a quick one on Don't Breathe 2. Don't Breathe is now I guess it's the horror franchise that's pretty much all about a blind dude killing a bunch of people. It's mostly self-defense because they're in his home, but this guy's a weirdo at the same time, and you got to watch the movie because I don't want to spoil it. There's a lot of good twists and turns in the first one, but the second one takes place like 4 years later or something. Pretty much the old guy's back to just being an old dude. He has like a little girl with him now. The little girl's pretty good. I like her in this movie. She's not bad at all. She's actually kind of a cute little actor. Um, Stephen Lang is really good in this movie. He's really he's really good at just portraying this blind old dude. I can only imagine how hard it is to play a blind old dude in a movie, but he does it really well. The second one is brutal as shit. It's pretty much like the first movie only really had a few people dying in it. So you didn't get a lot of gore. You got more suspense of like him walking around the house blind and like being really, really, really he's like really able to like sense people. Like he knows where people are. You know, there's that saying that blind people have way better hearing and deaf people have way better sight or something. I don't know what the saying is. I'm not deaf and or blind. So pretty much old dude's got super senses. It's like he's always got spidey senses like activated, but he's blind. So yeah, it's pretty scary, I guess. Um, the second movie kind of goes a little deeper into his backstory. Like we get to learn a little bit about like why he's kind of a badass. And I know he's technically not like a good guy, but it is a really good, anti-hero type of thing going on in the second movie. In the first movie, he was like a good old guy, and then suddenly you see him like raping chicks or something in his basement, and it's kind of weird, but like the reason he's doing it is I guess justified. It's weird either way. This movie doesn't have any turkey basters in it. I know if you've seen the first one, you'll know what that means. Um, I like this movie. I liked it. I like Don't Breathe 2 a lot. We liked it. The cat didn't see it. It's a little too mature for her, but we liked it a lot actually. I didn't like it as much as the first one, mainly because I think that the first one didn't really need to be like expanded on at all. I thought it left off really well. I thought it was just really fun to watch the first time I watched it, and I didn't need more of it. I thought the first one was pretty much the cult classic it needs to be, you know. This one, I mean, it's a good enough movie to put it as a sequel for the first one, but again, I don't think it's as good as the first one. I think the first one just had a really just new idea that wasn't really like being done, and they did it and it worked really well. The same type of like music and like the way the movie's composed is really good. There's not a lot of like sound, so you are literally like sitting in the theater and you can hear a pen drop type of thing. So if you end up going to the theater to see this, hopefully you're in a theater that's not like loud and obnoxious at all. This movie, it's kind of like Quiet Place, where like it is really quiet in the theater. If like you're an average moviegoer and like you pay attention to things, like you'll be quiet in a movie. And this movie, if you can find that kind of theater experience, it's really good. With that being said, though, this movie might be completely ruined, just like any other movie, if people are loud and obnoxious in it. But what are you going to do either way? You can't really control that all the time. But it's really good. It's really fun. It's very suspenseful, just like the first one. It doesn't have as many like real scares, again, because I think it's because it's like this concept has been done already. You know what I mean? Like they just did this in the first movie, and like there's not a lot of new shit they can do. Oh, the old guy can fly now. Like, like there's nothing new they can do. You know what I mean? He's still a blind old dude that just butchers people pretty much. It's pretty basic, pretty easy stuff. The movie revolves, though, sorry to digress, but the movie revolves around pretty much the little girl is kidnapped. This little girl that he finds in between the first and second movie. She gets kidnapped, and he pretty much goes like full on death sentence on him, and like just goes after him or whatever. There's a lot of twists and turns in the movie. Like midway through the movie, like the movie does really well at like playing with your emotions, pretty much just like the first movie did. And I will say they did a really good job at kind of doing the same thing they did in the first one, but in a good way. Not like oh, this is stale, but like in like a wow, you actually surprised me again with like the way I thought this guy was good, and now this guy's bad, and now this person's got like bad. Like it's really good how they like switch each character around. Like first you feel bad for somebody, and then boom, they're a bad guy, and then boom, they're a good guy because of the morals. It kind of reminds me, if you're a video game person, The Last of Us, it plays with your emotions. Like things like that play with your emotions, and Don't Breathe 2 really does that. Don't Breathe 1 did it a lot too, but Don't Breathe 2 really does do it really well, for a sequel at least. So we're at like the 5 minute mark, so I'm just gonna slap a score on it, like a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the first one was like an 8 or an 8.5, so it's not too far down from the first one. I think this is a necessary part of the series. Like if you want more about the old blind guy, great. If you want to see how he's doing, how your old pal Stephen Lang's doing, who's fantastic in this movie, I don't know but you know, it's great. It's pretty cool. It has a pretty good ending too. You know, like they cap off a lot of stuff in this one. I'm not going to spoil anything. Also, another thing I forgot to give credit to in this movie is the way the camera is. There's a lot of one-shot scenes in this movie. There's a lot of one-shot scenes, a lot of scenes that follow a character for a while, and then just like they're so rewarding how they cap off some of the scenes. Like some of these one-shot scenes like go for a good like maybe 2-3 minutes, and then suddenly boom, something crazy happens, and it's all still in one scene. I respect the hell out of people that can pull off one-shot scenes, because it's so hard because you have so much stuff to do, especially when they're a couple minutes long as well. So they did a really good job with that. I guess my only gripe with the movie would probably be that it was just unnecessary sometimes. Like some of the shit was just unnecessary. Some of the kills were pretty cool. They were sometimes a little underwhelming, but they were mostly pretty good. Like there's one guy that he like, so like somebody like slices the old man in the midst of like a close quarters combat moment in the movie. And hopefully this doesn't spoil anything, but he gets like a slice along like his arm right here around his shoulder, and he runs away. You know, he runs away like a fucking ghost, man. Like he slashes and runs. Like it's really weird. I mean, he's fucking blind. So pretty much he gets a slice, and like one of the goons that's in the movie, one of the bad guys, he's like looking for, they all separate like Scooby-Doo fucking characters. Like, we should split up, Jinkies. And they fucking, one of them goes into the garage where the old man actually, he follows like a blood trail or something, and that's where the old man is. And the old man, it showed a scene before that, was like super gluing his fucking cut closed, which is like some gritty ass old blind man shit, I guess. But eventually, long story short, the guy that was like looking for the old guy, one of the guys like gets like, is found with like super glue like on his nose and on his mouth, so he couldn't like open his mouth and breathe and shit. It was just such a crazy scene. Like it was just really cool. Some of the kills are cool, some of them are a little underwhelming. Most of them are, you know, they're slasher, you know, like you're gonna see people getting chopped up. You know what I mean? There's some crazy shit going on. It is not a bad movie. It's really not. Like, it's really fun. I know I sound like I'm like kind of downplaying it a little bit. There's just fur flying around. You shed too much. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it was gory. It was really bloody. It was gory. You know, a lot of cuss words. You know, it's rated R. It's a horror. It's technically, this one's more suspense than it is horror. I think the first one was a little bit more horror than this one is. But I liked it. We liked it a lot. Like I said, a 7 out of 10. I think that's a pretty good score for it, honestly. This is totally worth seeing. It's fun to watch. It's kind of goofy sometimes with like, just like how blind he is and how like good at what he does. You know, like, I don't know if that made sense, but it's just crazy. The choreography that Stephen Lang goes through is just really good. He's just a really good actor. And the supporting cast was good too. Even the bad guy in this movie was pretty cool. He was kind of your typical bad guy, but he brought a lot of like dread to it, and it was really cool. So we really like this movie. 7 out of 10. Fucking go and fucking see it or something, you know? What, are you in the shot? Is that good? Is that good for you? Okay. What are you doing? You're sitting on the arm of the chair. That's not professional. Sure. Can we just do this review? Okay. You're on a balancing beam right now. Another movie review. It's gonna be on. I can't do this when you're staring at me. Fucking mic's not even in my face. What's up, guys? I'm back with another review. I'm also here with my cat, Calypso. I wonder what she's gonna do next. What's up? Jesus Christ. What's going on, everybody? I'm back with my cat, Calypso. We're here to do a review on a movie that she hasn't seen, but I have. We're going to do a review on Don't Breathe 2. So, you know, if you're into blind dudes that kill people and stuff in movies, then you're going to love it. So, you're too much. So, she's not going to have any opinions on this whatsoever. It's really just going to be me. But Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Oh my god, dude. Cheese and rice. Anyway,